Great evening, everybody. This is your host, Dr. Michael Christopher Scatino, MD, aka Michael the Archangel, aka Top Gun, aka Doctor of Everything That Matters, Top Cock with Moby Dick status, Terminator, Italian Playboy. You know the nicknames. So tonight we're gonna do a little homage tribute to my favorite online comedian, Joker. So we're going to check in with him and his ongoing battle with Yana Hawking.
Even Aussies have Trump derangement syndrome, it seems. So we'll jump right into this. She's never going to learn. Women just don't learn. They're never going to learn until it's too late. They're going to end up in their 50s and 60s, single and claiming they're still happy. Imagine gaining gray hair, gaining saggy bodies, gaining wrinkles, but not gaining any intelligence and or life experience to help guide you on your way. That is Yana, and we're going to talk about her today because she wrote an article and she mentions yours truly in there, and I'm very proud of it. It seems only one of us lives rent-free in the other's head.
Well, Yana Hawking.
Because of her ridiculous outlook on the world and her 100 triple-digit body counts and everything else going on. And she calls me out because apparently I'm in my parents' basement recording this. I bet you didn't know that. This was the alternative headline I was going to go with. Men can't save women from themselves. I don't know which I'm going to... You can upload two to YouTube. I'll do that and then let a little national poll decide. We don't hate on women just to hate on them.
No.
That's the irony. Like, I don't get, and you guys know this, I don't get on here to just say women bad. I don't call them...
Only Orange Man's bad.
And point to everything negative they do. A lot of things negative they do. But the truth is, everything they're doing is not only hurting themselves, but it's hurting men, too.
Yeah.
It's hurting society. It's hurting marriage rates.
Yeah, it's breaking up families.
Divorce statistics.
Yeah.
It's causing single motherhood and fathers not being allowed to be in the children's lives.
Yeah, that's what's going on in my life.
And, of course, the baby deletion problem that we're having where women scream, "It's my body, my choice," yet in reality, it's kind of the baby's choice too. They just can't say anything. And because of this, we're all very evil. Well, Yana Hawking says a shocking discovery in my Instagram DMs proves something's deeply wrong with modern men.
Yana Hawking.
What's causing it? So a couple of neckbeard weirdos jump into her DMs and say things inappropriate, and that proves everything that is wrong with humanity. Problem solved. Thank you very much, Yana. I'll open my DMs and I can tell you everything wrong with women. They're all apparently bots that desperately want to talk to single men like myself that are in between the ages of 18 and 55 within 3 miles. Click here now. Well, damn you women and humanity. My DMs proved it. I will say this. Do you know what keeps me from not losing any sleep? You know what keeps me from not worrying at night? Having an amazing product that helps me get health and vitality and energy again.
Oh, yeah.
It's Yana.
Yana.
She says, I should know better. I mean, I can guarantee there's going to be at least one D pick, one Richard pick in there. Why is it always...
It's a dick pick.
Oh, are we body shaming? Yana, did you just body shame somebody?
Yana Hawking.
How very progressive of you. An unwelcome offer to hook up, or just it's only unwelcome because he doesn't look like she wants him to look.
I like Chad.
It was like
Chad Thunderstruck
asking to hook up. It would be very welcome. Or just a man writing to tell me he pleasured himself over my photos. Charming. Well, you know, when you have half your tatas hanging out all the time, you're going to get some loony bins. It's a very common occurrence. It has been for years now. And no, I do not find it flattering at all. But as women who dares write positively about sex and dating, I have become an easy target for these kind of men. Here's the truth of it. Here's the truth of it.
Yeah.
Do you know who else wrote very positively about sex and dating? What's her name? Ruth. The German lady. There was an old lady on TV. She was 80 years old, and she used to talk very positively about sex and dating. Her name was Ruth something or other. But it was all in like the 90s, maybe the 80s. You know what she didn't get? She didn't get spicy photos. She didn't get unwelcome offers to hook up. And she didn't get men offering to pleasure themselves. Dr. Ruth Ginsburg, Ruth Weistheimer. You guys are close. You know what I'm talking about. A lot of you older guys do. She was very old German lady. The great thing about dating other people and she used to go on these tirades. Anyway, where was I? Anyway, the reason why you're getting that, Yana, is because you write about being easy, and you write about hooking up, and you write about dating footballers and
Rugby players. Yeah.
and masculine hockey players that you meet in a bar over a drink or two, and you talk about hooking up, and that's why you're getting it. Because men see you as an object, not an intellectual. Ironically, I know that's pretty shocking for you.
She's a Yana Hawking.
Such beautiful, lengthy, and intelligent words. Why is it a common occurrence? Because that's what men see you for. That's the only value they see you for, and you do it to yourself.
Hey, great evening, Mary. Great evening, Amaya.
I mean, even the one where she's here being like giving a condescending,
she's showcasing
view on
her
face,
breasts.
She's still got cleavage. She's got 8 inches of cleavage. Good news.
Again,
as you age, you'll have 12 inches of cleavage.
She likes it.
To those pictures. She says
she's playing to her strengths.
Last night, jet lagged after an overseas trip, bored enough to take a deep dive into the cesspit that is my DMs, namely the other folder where messages from people outside my contacts end up. She was looking for content, probably, and I don't blame her. I would do the same thing.
Okay.
And she said, wouldn't you know, a particularly gross message was staring right back at me. He won no prizes for innovation.
I'm doing well, just a little bit sleepy, Mary. It was a long day's work.
How desperate he was for me to sleep with him.
It was a long day's work, but I was able to successfully hunt
As I went through the messages, I found similar
9 deer tonight. Yeah, I was able to hunt 9 deer. So it was a very productive day.
And scroll through my newsfeed. Now, she knows that her newsfeed is like this from the other messages. She knows that. She says it was more than worrying theme emerged. 4 words that sent a chill down my spine. Your body, my choice. It wasn't the first time I'd seen them either. They make up a frightening sentence that has been spammed under women's Instagram photos in recent days. Now, if you're not familiar with the meme, it's here. Know your meme. It's been around on 4chan
your body,
since
my
2014.
choice.
Your body, my choice.
Yes.
How it originally came about was mothers circumcising their sons.
Wow.
And the men's forums, men's groups said, hey, you know what? Let's stop doing this to these young boys. Sometimes it can end badly. It's not needed for health anymore. It desensitizes men later on in life, so that they don't get as much pleasure out of intimacy.
Wow.
And the mothers literally said, he's my kid, you stay out of it.
Wow.
Okay, well, it's not your body, though. It's your kid, right?
It's the kid's
the
choice.
Men came back around and said, oh, you want to delete the babies now?
Wow.
Well, it's their body, their choice. And so it's a twist on that. She continues
Crazy.
On. The disturbing slogan, a twisted reversal.
It's okay, Mary. It's all right. Everything's recorded. There's no need to fret, young lady. Everything's great.
Reproductive rights is another word for baby deletion. But see, by you standing behind that, you think you're protected and covered, but you're not. You can call it whatever you want. We're still going to call it what it is. Yeetus, the fetus. We know what it is.
It's deletion.
It's a rallying cry of sorts for the
baby deletion.
Rejoicing the outcome of the recent U.S. presidential election. So now, basically, she thinks that because this guy Nick Fuentes said your body, my choice, that stands for Trumpers and Tates of the world and conservative men. I got news for you. See, this is why it's so easy to dunk on Yana, because I can disprove literally everything she says. White nationalist Nick Fuentes says he's not voting for Trump because his administration will be staffed by gays and Jews. So there you go. The person that you're quoting, Yana, as derivative of Trump and his ilk, he didn't vote for Trump. Oopsie. I guess your example doesn't go so far. She says, since Donald Trump bested Kamala Harris last week, outspoken women are having their pretty Instagram pics bombarded with your body, my choice, in the comment section by men who worship the likes of Andrew Tate and see Trump's re-election as validation of their toxic beliefs. It's rapey and scary.
What?
Okay, so first of all, what proof does she have that pics are being bombarded with your body, my choice? None, really. Now, maybe there's a few out there. Bombarded, though? I don't think so. Where's my I don't think so?
I don't think so, sir.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so, son. But this is a case where she uses 1 or 2 examples. For example, the one or couple of guys in her DMs as all men. She uses one or two comments of Your Body, My Choice as everybody that sees Trump's reelection as validation and who liked Andrew Tate. See, it's a common fallacy that women like to do, where they'll pull out one example and they say, "See, this proves my point." It's actually a very low intelligence take. For example, if you say the average height of Asians is like 5'6", this is the type of person that would say, "Yeah, but I know this one Chinese guy. He's like 6'2".
It's called the outlier.
The average.
It's called the zebra.
One thing that's not the average and use it to as proof of your concept that everybody's the same. That's not how any of this works. But again, the mentally challenged don't often understand how these things work. She says, regardless of what your politics are, there's no denying that since the election, some awful men who once hid in the dark corners of the internet now feel more emboldened than ever.
It's the Joker that does.
Online. Okay, first of all, no, we've always said comfortable. We've always been comfortable to say things to women, even online. The only ones that were kind of scared are people maybe in the movie industry or the music industry, or maybe somebody that works, I don't know, for some feminist organization. Most people have been pretty comfortable with saying their politics, unless you live in a city. But see, Yana lives in a city where it's
all liberal.
A bunch of leftards.
It's a liberal. It's a liberal playground. Liberal.
She's never been out in normal conservative land.
Okay.
She said only a few months ago, one Australian high school came under fire because boys had ranked female students online into offensive categories, including abduction material, which means, yeah, you'd run off with her, one-night stand, average, a pre-order, and unreachable, which basically means they would not sleep with them. Now, she uses this example. She says they were boys, not that that's an excuse, but there are men out there who now are speaking openly like this, and there's no denying where this bravado has come from. You mean like men ranking women based on their looks since the invention of beauty pageants?
Since the invention of women.
Or asking a girl out to date?
Since the advent.
Are you talking about things like, for example, this picture? This is from Jubilee that has millions of followers on YouTube. Let me read you some of the titles of their videos. 11 versus 1, rating guys by looks and personality. 13 million views. 2.5 million views. Women rank 5 men by attractiveness. Ranking men by attractiveness. 5 guys versus 5 girls. 4.8 million views. 10 girls versus 10 guys. Rating guys based on their style and looks. 500,000 views. It's almost as if it's popular to rank people of the opposing sex. It's almost as if women do it to men just as much. Why, here is an actual study, a survey and I guess a doctoral thesis or a paper written. How important is physical attractiveness in the marriage market? For men, the results show that being unattractive decreases the likelihood of finding a partner with a university degree, and of finding a partner with a higher educational level. For women, physical attractiveness does not affect the likelihood of any of those events occurring. Wow, it's almost as if universities and the intellectuals amongst us have studied this and find out that it's women that judge men based on looks, not men on women to the same degree, especially when it comes to picking a spouse. Again, Yana, you make this so easy. So easy to pull apart your arguments.
This is the low-hanging fruit,
so
sir.
Then she dives into insults, because that's all that's left when women like this can't argue their points any further. She says Trump's infamous grab him by the kitty cat line and the multiple allegations against him didn't stop him from being propelled to the White House for his second term by a landslide. Young men already exposed to Tate's vile diatribes are seeing this and thinking this is okay now, and they're growing in numbers. Hey, Yana, do you know who else thinks that Trump's infamous grab him by the kitty cat line and the allegations against him that didn't stop him from being elected? Do you know who else was okay with that?
Women.
White females.
Yep.
52%. The majority of white females in the United States also voted for Trump. Ooh, I guess she should have looked into some studies before just attacking and blaming men. because black men didn't overwhelmingly support him.
No.
Only Latina men and white men, but also the white women. So you might have to work on this a little bit, because before it was Trump's overwhelmingly racist, but now that other races are starting to support Trump, it's he's misogynist. Wait, women, not white women, support him. He's I don't know. I'll think of something new. He's the guy from Germany, and if you vote for him, you are one of the
he's
Nazis.
Adolf Hitler.
You're running out of excuses, Yana.
The French.
Notice this.
The military
the
right.
Saying all this stuff, by the way, guys. The reason why she's saying all this stuff, it's an excuse to attack men. See, she's using these excuses to attack men. She uses the fact that young boys rank women. Yeah, they do that.
Yes.
Guess what? I rank women.
Yep.
I often on the dating profiles, we make fun of them. And you rank men, Yana. You rank men. Because in your own articles, you say how you hooked up with this hot guy, or you have this, you were uncomfortable because men that aren't attractive are in your DMs. You're ranking men in this own article, and you don't even realize it.
She has no awareness. There's no self-awareness. No reflection time.
On Reddit, I wouldn't recommend
Makes no sense.
It shows there are countless forums for men to air their toxic views about women. This network, which also includes social media accounts, podcasts, and YouTube channels, has been dubbed the manosphere. Men go there to rant about how feminism is eroding their rights, and also discuss tactics to pick up women, safe in the knowledge no one will challenge them.
No one will.
Okay. Kind of maybe.
Uh-huh.
But men going their own way was banned from Reddit, as was the Red Pill, as was many of the men's groups. Have you ever heard of the female dating strategy, Yana? Now, if you go about
hypergamy,
this page was about women talking about how to game men that they're dating, how to use men financially that they're dating, how to promise one man that she was their forever girl and make him wait so he thinks she's a good girl, but in the meantime, how to score hookups and hide it and sleep with other men behind your forever man's back, and how to take it and do foodie calls and how to take advantage of it. See, they have these forums. You notice this forum's not actually banned, Yana. Isn't that crazy? They banned a lot of the men's forums, but not the women's forums doing the same thing. Now, if you go to this feed, you notice, yes, there are some posts there, but there's nothing recently. Now, why isn't there any posts? Let's see. We'll look by new. Oh, those are the same ones. Okay, let's look by top. Oh, all of a sudden, there's not so many posts there anymore. It's because there's no posts as of today. They stopped posting there. Do you know why? Because what they said was creepy and weird, and people were hating on the forum. So where did they go instead? Their own website. Now, by the way, Yana, this creepy site that you're talking about here, our female dating strategy, it had 395,000 members. 295,000 members. And it's now a restricted community.
All right, so guys, that's going to be it for tonight. I'm a little bit sleepy. I need to crash and burn. Man. We'll do this again tomorrow night. Hopefully you found the show entertaining. Yeah, please subscribe to the Joker's channel. Better Bachelor here on YouTube. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. God bless.
It's bad. It's unhealthy. Why don't you cover this, Yana?